Hi, it's Professor Muldrow, and in this video I'm going to show you how to draw these four figures in one single Java program. Now there are several ways you can approach this. The first way is to just do everything in the main program. And if you do that, your code looks like this. Which will work. It's one way to do it, but it's not really considered the best way to do it, mostly because if you'll notice, do you see how those two lines I just put in that box look exactly the same as those two lines in that box? And in this box right here? You're kind of repeating code, aren't you? Same thing for those two lines, and those two lines. Same code 3 times. In addition, this little line right here shows up twice. One thing we don't want to do is repeat code if we can avoid it. You don't want to keep repeating the same lines of code multiple times. So one way out of this would be to, instead of putting everything in main, create other methods besides main that go in the same class to draw these four functions. Here's one way of doing that. What we're doing now is, as you can see here in main, we are calling 4 other functions that have been defined. As you can see, these 4 lines I just put in this box are defined in main, because here's main right here. But as you'll notice, here is a method called egg that draws the egg. Here is a method called teacup that draws the second figure. That's, well, looks like a teacup. The other 2 methods are on the next slide. However, even though that does help a bit, do you notice that those 2 lines of code and those 2 lines of code are the same? So even though you've broken this up into methods or functions, in Java they're called methods, you're still doing the same thing. You're still repeating code. Likewise, here is the stop sign and here is the hat. But as you'll notice, it's like the top of the stop sign and the top of the hat, same lines of code. The line is the same. The only line that doesn't repeat is the word stop. That's the one line that doesn't repeat. So when you're coming up with methods in a class, the first thing you want to do is look for any and all repeating patterns. And when you see a pattern of code that repeats, you want to put that into its own method, which leads us to development strategy number 3. Identify the redundancy in the output and create methods to eliminate the redundancy as much as possible. As you can see here, the 4 figures we've color-coded so that the top half of the egg and the stop sign and the top of the hat are all the same. They're in the same color. The bottom half of the egg, the teacup, and the bottom half of the stop sign are all the same. They're all in green. And then the line is in yellow. Now we're still going to call those 4 functions from main. One for the egg, one for the teacup, one for the stop sign, and one for the hat. But in addition to those 4 methods, we're also going to create methods for the top half. That's in that pink color. We're going to create a method for the bottom half. That's the green color. And we're going to create a method for the line. That's in the yellow color. And that code looks like this. I'll full-size this. So here we have main, and I'm calling the egg method, the teacup method, the stop sign method, and the hat method. But as you can see, instead of just drawing each of the individual lines in the egg, teacup, stop sign, and hat methods, I'm calling other methods. Like, for example, the egg method has a top half and a bottom half. It's calling each one of those. The teacup has the bottom half and the line. The stop sign has the top half. It's going to draw the word stop because that's the one part of those 4 figures that isn't repeated anywhere else. The word stop only appears in the stop sign, so we can just write a simple line of code to draw the word stop. But we're still calling the top half and the bottom half. And then for the hat method, we're calling the top half method and the line method. And those 3 methods are right here. Here is the top half, where we just display the top half. Here is the bottom half method where we just display the bottom half. And here is the line method where we just display the line. Now, as you can see, the egg, teacup, stop sign, and hat methods are called from main. But the top half, bottom half, and line methods are not called from main. They're called from the other functions, which is totally allowed. As long as a function is not named main, any function can call any other function anywhere, as long as it's not named main. Okay? I'm going to compile this code, and now I'm going to run it. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is your output of the 4 shapes. Well, close enough. Once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to watch this video again and send me an email at kmuldrow@lbcc.edu.